Some places in San Andreas feel forgotten, like Rockstar built them for a reason, and then never explained why. So, while watching this video, let me know how many of these places you actually knew about. Let's start with first overlooked place hidden in the desert of Tierra Robada. Not far from the Verdant Meadows aircraft graveyard, there is a strange abandoned facility built into the side of a cliff. At first glance, it looks important. The building is large. The parking lot in front of it is massive. And the whole place feels like it was designed for something much bigger. But the game never gives this location an official name on the map. No mission takes us here. No character talks about it. And the game never explains what this facility was supposed to be. The only real clue comes from the game files where the model name contains Des Reslab, which suggests that this building was most likely meant to represent some kind of desert research lab. That makes the place even stranger, especially because it is not too far from Area 69. But when you actually explore it, there is almost nothing here. The parking lot is empty. No pedestrians spawn here. The building has no accessible interior. Well, a place that looks important, but was never given any real purpose. Just strange. The next overlooked place is hidden near Bayside Marina. On the eastern side of the bay, there is a small rocky peninsula surrounded by steep cliffs, and at the very end of it, you can find these strange ruins built into the terrain. At first, it does not look like much, just a small circular structure, with a few walls and a staircase nearby. But many players believe this place looks like the foundation of an old lighthouse. Or maybe another tall structure that was removed before the final release. The game never explains what this place was supposed to be, and there is no mission that really makes you stop here. But because of its strange shape, isolated location, and unfinished feeling, it became one of those tiny forgotten places that makes you wonder what Rockstar originally had planned here. A nearby skimmer seaplane also makes this place feel even more like a forgotten coastal landmark. Not a huge secret, but definitely one of those small locations most players probably never really noticed. In Los Santos, there is a large hotel located in the Rodeo district. And underneath this building, Rockstar placed a fully accessible underground parking lot. You can actually enter it from both sides because the parking area has two separate entrances. But because the entrances are built into the side of the hotel, many players can easily drive past this place without ever noticing it. Inside, you can sometimes find parked vehicles, making it feel like a real hidden part of the city. It is not exactly a huge secret, but it is one of those overlooked places in Los Santos that most players probably forgot even existed. Now be honest, did you actually know about this hidden parking lot in Los Santos? Tell me in the comments. But there is another strange underground spot hidden in Los Santos. This one is not really a parking lot, but more like an empty underground room beneath a building near the Burger Shot restaurant. At first, it looks like there should be something inside, but the room is completely empty. There are no items, no mission purpose, and no obvious reason why this place is even accessible. Still, because it is so well hidden, players can use it as a quiet place to escape from the police, or just disappear from the busy streets above. Let's move on. Not far from Angel Pine, there is a huge beach that most players probably never really visit. The area is massive, with a road going around it and a large empty coastline next to the ocean. But for some reason, there are no crowds, no beach activity, and almost nothing happening here. I always wondered why Rockstar left this place so empty, because it feels like it could have been used for something more. After almost 22 years of playing this game, I probably drove around this road only a few times. Most of the time, players go straight to Angel Pine, climb Mount Chiliad, or take the highway towards San Fierro. The only real reason to visit this beach is one unique stunt jump hidden in the area. And that is what makes it such a perfect overlooked place. Not a secret, not a famous mystery, just a huge empty part of the map that many players probably forgot even existed. Another small overlooked place can be found in the countryside not too far from Catalina's hideout. It is this hidden cliffside next to the road. and most players probably drive past it during countryside missions or races without ever thinking about exploring it. But if you actually stop here and climb up to this little spot, it becomes surprisingly useful. You can hide from the police and take cover above the road, or just enjoy one of those quiet countryside views that most players never really notice. It is one of those tiny spaces in San Andreas that you only discover when you stop following the road and start exploring. And at night, this place becomes even stranger. The small dirt area under the cliff is illuminated by a blue light with no visible source. It is probably just an atmospheric lighting detail. But in the middle of the dark countryside, it looks eerie, out of place, and strangely beautiful. And it gives this forgotten little cliffside a creepy atmosphere that most players probably never noticed. Another overlooked place in the Bone County desert is Regular Tom. At first, it looks like just a small tourist stop in the middle of nowhere. There is a small building, a wooden walkway, a fenced geyser, and a few tourists walking around and taking pictures. Every now and then, the geyser shoots water into the air, making this random desert spot feel like a real tourist attraction. A place that most players probably saw once, smiled at, and then completely forgot about. But be honest, when was the last time you actually visited this place? The geyser itself is most likely a parody of Old Faithful, the famous real-life geyser in Yellowstone National Park. And Rockstar even added tourists here, taking pictures as if this was one of the most exciting landmarks in the entire desert. It is not connected to any major mission, and it is not really a mysterious location either. It is just one of those small, weird, overlooked places that make San Andreas feel more alive. Everyone remembers the Big Ear, right? This giant satellite in the desert. But did you know there is also a tall antenna right next to it? Most players completely ignore it. At first it looks useless, because in this game you can't climb ladders. But if you walk around the base of the antenna, the game suddenly teleports you to the top, almost like there is an invisible entrance marker hidden near the ladder. And up there, Rockstar even placed a parachute, turning this forgotten antenna into a secret base jump spot. I still remember finding this place for the first time on my PlayStation 2. And standing on top of this forgotten antenna gives you one of the best desert views in the game, overlooking Fort Carson, the mysterious Lil Probin, and the landscape of Bone County stretching into the distance. And these were some overlooked places that many players probably forgot existed. Some of them are peaceful, some are strangely empty, and others make you wonder why Rockstar placed them there at all. But that is exactly what makes San Andreas still feel mysterious after all these years. Now let me know in the comments, which place from this video surprised you the most? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.